Welcome to DeTalks with Allison.
Oh shit, we're recording.
You are the best podcast naming person.
This is the show where we sit down with comedians and other funny people, make them take their vitamins, and ask them about their life or whatever else we get into.
Let's hope Charlie got it right this time. What's up, guys? Welcome to DeTalks with Allison. And I think that's the first episode I've said that at the top of the show.
Really?
Yeah, we got Tony Casillas in here today.
What do you usually say?
I usually just start talking to people.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good, I guess.
I guess.
Because you already said it in the intro.
Yeah, we were also already like talking before this, and then we both just waited for 30 seconds
Yeah.
while Charlie was running the intro. I saw you grin at the let's hope Charlie got it right this time.
Yeah, because he always messes up. He's bad at his job.
You've been in here talking shit to Charlie the whole time that he's
Yeah.
been setting up. It's
He's awful.
it's a good little system.
Why do we trust a boy to run all our podcasts? The Austin Podcast Network is run by a boy.
Charlie.
Have I
Yeah,
ever
a
let
boy.
you down?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah. Multiple times. You always let us down, dude. It's
I
like Charlie in the
Charlie.
Chocolate Factory. He probably sleeps with his mom in the same bed. And his aunts and uncles, like, he's like, I just want to produce a podcast one day.
I just have a big dream. I'm gonna get out of here.
Yeah, maybe one day I'll meet Joe Rogan and the young Jamie. Maybe I'll be the young
We should
Jamie.
start calling him Young Charlie.
No.
No.
No, he hasn't earned shit.
He's got
He hasn't earned it.
Oh my god. Well, Tony, hi.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Good to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're doing it. And I'm glad that you moved to Austin.
I'm excited to be here. This wild city.
Yeah. I feel like I tangentially and internet knew you for the last couple of years and maybe met you a few times.
Where did we meet?
I don't even know. I was trying to think about it before this and I was like, I don't actually know how I know Tony.
That's
The
hurtful.
the internet.
That's hurtful.
But you don't remember either.
Yeah, but I'm such a loving character, you know? I meet people like you anytime I go to a dog park.
Yeah,
There's
'cause I'm just a
17
nobody.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
17 Allisons.
But they're not wearing best husband ever shirts.
4 of them are. They all have Roman numeral
Yeah.
tattoos. They all, you know what I mean?
You were trying to convince me to get a sleeve before we
You
started
would look pretty
rolling.
cool with the sleeve.
I'm not gonna lie, I've thought about it.
I think like a black and white sleeve.
Yeah, I like your colors on your sleeve, but
Mhm.
I've seen so many bad color tattoos that
Yeah.
I'm just turned off to them, and I like the black and white look.
Mhm.
I might do it.
Like, get a sleeve.
Get a
Look
sleeve
tough.
all one day.
Oh no, it'll take a few months.
It'll take a while. How long did that one take you?
It's like a process of like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, just piece by piece.
Just piece by piece, just random shit.
Do you have it's mostly full now, but do you have any spots left that you want to fill or
Yeah,
add
just
anything
these
else?
small little areas, and
Yeah.
then once they're done, I'll be pretty much done.
Will you put little other things in there or just kind of coloring?
Just other things like little stars and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
thank you.
It's a good look. Well, so how long have you been here now?
Been here for a month.
A month.
Yeah.
And you were coming down a lot before that when the comedy boom
Mhm.
happened. So now that you're kind of settled, what do you think so far?
The comedy wise, I love it.
Yeah.
Austin as a city is it's weird.
Yeah, that's the slogan.
Yeah, but not no. I think Austin they like to act like they're all oh, we're just a bunch of hippies and we're just Okay, one question. What's the obsession with shrooms in this city?
Oh, I think it's because they think they're hippies.
Everybody, every night, I meet 4 people on shrooms, and I'm like, it's Tuesday, and we're on 6th Street.
Yes. I don't understand the people that take them on 6th Street because to me, I'm I would have to shit way too many times.
Not just shit. There are literally zombies running around, and I don't want to be high, and then fucking having a guy fucking a crazy naked man hurling his shit at me.
The shrooms
While
would
I'm-
just copy paste him 100 times in your
Yeah.
mind, and he's just all that you're seeing on 6th
Yes,
Street.
it's fucking off. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't understand the people that can take shrooms or acid. Dylan Sullivan did a set on acid one time, and it was one of his funniest sets I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when I was watching it, I was like, how are you speaking right now, dude?
It's crazy. No, that's the one thing. Everybody, me and my buddy Jeff noticed that every night. hey, we're on shrooms right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, why?
Yeah, and they'll offer them to you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shrooming? And I'm like, no, I don't want to be up until 4 a.m. on
I'm
a
not
Tuesday.
shrooming. No, I'm not just gonna randomly shroom.
You're like, hey, have you heard about beer?
Yeah.
They sell it at the bars we're at.
Yeah, or water.
Or water.
Or water.
I don't even drink, and I'm promoting beer.
Yeah, maybe a Diet Coke. I don't know anything. Like, honestly, meth. Try meth over it.
The zombie down the street has some.
Yeah, everybody in this. That's the one wild thing.
Yeah, that is true.
And it's like, it's not even hippies.
No, it's tech bros.
It's like tech bros and sorority girls. And they're just like, I'm just shroom. I'm a llama. I'm a llama. I'm like, you're a what? I'm a llama and a llama. I'm a Delta llama.
I'm a Delta llama.
And I'm just shrooming. And I'm like, every day.
Every day.
And then when she's 30, she's not going to be able to spell her name because she thinks it's Spider. You know what I mean? She's like, my name is Spider.
She's just like, I'm a Pisces and I originate in Saturn, so you can just let it go.
You just let it go. Just let me shroomy.
You just don't understand because you're a Leo. That's such Leo energy.
And they call it shroomies.
Shroomies.
It's shrooms.
Always.
That's how you know you have a problem, when you give your drug a cute nickname. I bet you meth heads, when they're starting to get on
Shroomy
meth.
sounds like the golden doodle name of a drug.
I'm just taking my M&Ms, my meths and yeah, no.
M&M's for meth.
Yeah, M&M. I'm just taking my M&Ms. Mm-hmm. So that's the wildest this city is. It's all...
This podcast is brought to you by MSW Nutrition. You know those frilly-looking cocktails we're always drinking on the show? That is from them. That is their Boost product. And MSW Nutrition is a supplement line designed to help support your body in as many ways as possible, starting with the liver. Liver health is really important, and a lot of people don't know this, but by helping to repair liver health, you're supporting your body's biggest detox organ so that it can do its job taking care of the rest of you. I always like to talk about this as if it's like an air filter. You got your air filter for your AC unit. Once that gets dirty, yeah, it kind of still works, but you need to change it out every once in a while, or at least clean it. The liver is the same way. Once you start detoxifying the liver, it makes weight loss, hormone balance, all those health goals be a ton easier. So really, really cool that they start by targeting the liver. There's all sorts of supplements by MSW Nutrition. They've got some for mood, stress, energy, weight loss, gut health, immunity, and other things like anti-aging, all the stuff that you want. It's probably on there. Any product carrying the MSW Nutrition label will be produced in FDA certified labs, and it will contain the most bioavailable version of those nutrients possible. That's the other thing a lot of people don't think about with their supplements is there's several different forms of any different nutrient. And a lot of supplement companies cut corners by producing the cheapest one, which usually is absorbed by the body the least. So MSW Nutrition makes sure that they are using the one that your body will absorb the best. So make sure to check out their website at mswnutrition.com to see all the latest stacks to help you reach whatever your health goals are. And if you make sure to use the code DETALKS, that is DETALKS, at checkout, you can save 15% on anything you buy. That is code DETALKS, DETALKS. And yeah, you're going to love it. Also want to give a shout out to MSW Health Lounge in Westlake Hills, Texas. That is on the west side of Austin. They are the guys that let us use their How Do You Health studios for our podcast, and they hook us up quite literally with vitamin IVs anytime myself or a guest wants one. These guys follow the same principles as MSW Nutrition, as you can probably tell. They started the supplement line, and they're amazing. They know so much shit about nutrition and health in general. If you are looking for vitamin IVs of top quality, and quite honestly, the cheapest around, check out MSW Health Lounge in Westlake Hills, Texas, and let them know I sent you. DeTalks is produced and sponsored by Big Laugh Comedy. Big Laugh Comedy is changing the world one comedy experience at a time. Big Laugh Comedy is the first ever company that provides you with a complete comedy experience, from live shows throughout Texas in Austin, San Antonio, San Marcos, and Fort Worth, to comedy news and everything in between. If you're looking to laugh your ass off with some of the best comedians in the world, or you want to know what your favorite comedian is up to, you need to visit Big Laugh Comedy at blcomedy.com. Get exclusive content and first dibs on tickets by becoming a VIP for free. Go to blcomedy.com/VIP-list.
I guess I didn't even notice it because I'm from here. It
Also
just kind
look
of
at you.
Also look at me.
You work at you're gonna hook me up to drugs. You're gonna be like, yeah, in this bag we put nitroglycerin, and in this bag then we had a little poop in it. And
Rocky asked for asked for morphine. He's like, can we put morphine in this? That's legal, right?
Do they have it?
I don't think we have it. We could definitely get it. But, I mean, it's a doctor's office.
Next episode.
Do a morphine episode.
Oh, that would be
that
so
would be
bad.
the most boring episode.
How are you doing tonight? I'm
That's
feeling something.
I'm either dead or I'm talking to God right now.
Yeah. I don't know. But Austin's fun.
Yeah.
It's better than Dallas. It's a little friendlier.
I was in Dallas 2 weekends ago,
Yeah.
and I've never spent more than a few nights there.
Yeah.
But I noticed last time I was staying there, it's like Austin to me is the one city that I've been to that like, even though it has pockets of places to go out, it's all still kind of in the same area.
Mm-hmm.
Like East 6th, Rainy, Dirty 6th, West 6th. Those are
Dirty 6.
That's where Vulcan is. That's like the main
Why do they call
dirty
it
strip because it's dirty and gross. It's like mid 6th. It's right. It's west of 35 until Congress. Pretty much is like the dirty strip.
When did they name it Dirty 6?
It's been like that for a long time. I
Yeah?
don't know. Yeah, and then like it's kind of just the bars kind of just extended past that, and then we realized like, oh, East 6 feels different than the main
feels
6th,
nicer.
and then West is like.
So is WTF
Yuppies.
like nice 6?
That's West 6. Yeah.
Okay.
I always describe West 6 as like the tech bros and yuppies who got a good job after college but still kind of act like they're in college. That's
Okay.
where they go. And then Dirty 6th is like where you can just get in with a fake ID everywhere.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. That's always where I would go in college. Just anywhere Dirty 6.
Was your fake ID good?
It was a real ID that wasn't me. It was someone else's ID.
Did it look similar?
It looked enough. Similar
What does
enough.
that mean?
Her hair definitely was darker. Like
Okay.
but she had like a round face. It was literally dark brown hair, brown eyes on the ID.
You don't have brown eyes.
I have blue eyes.
Yeah,
and
very blue eyes.
fairly, my hair was lighter in college too,
Yeah.
so it looked like I probably had dyed my hair. And then
It was an Ethiopian passport, Charles.
I had an Indian
She's
guy
like, my
friend.
name is...
I had an Indian guy friend who used a white dude's ID
And he would get in?
get in everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
like,
could've
they
been
don't-
tan.
They don't care. Yeah. Well, they also don't. So one time on 6th Street, I
Yeah.
handed my ID. Like, I wasn't even drinking that night. I had a friend that wanted to go out to this bar because a guy was going to be there. And so I was like, fuck it, I'll go. And it was like the first weekend, which is when TABC is always out.
Yeah.
TABC is like the alcohol regulation people. And like, so we go to this bar and I hand the door guy my ID immediately. He sees it's out of state, hands it to the TABC guy.
Oh, no.
TABC is looking at it and he starts asking me about the information on the card, which I memorized,
Yeah.
you know? And he's like, this isn't her. This isn't you in the picture. Hands it to an officer. The officer does the same thing, asks me all the questions, and he's like, all right, we're just going to go run this ID really fast. And I was like, okay. It was a real ID, so it scanned. And so he's like, brought me back to the bar, and he's like, handed it to the TABC guy, and he goes, let her in. She knows all the information, and the ID came back. And the guy starts fighting the officer. He's like, look at her. That's not her. You know, probably noticed the eyes and all that
Yeah.
shit. And the officer's like, I don't want to hear it. Let her in. And as I'm walking through the door, the friend that I went with was like, Allison, come on. And I was like, bitch, my name's Kylie. Kylie. Yeah.
Did they notice?
They didn't notice. There's the white privilege, right? Holy shit. But yeah, that was like the dumbest fake ID story. I could have gotten arrested for that for sure.
Can you get arrested for that?
I think it's like, isn't it like claiming, I don't know what the term is, like claiming to be, is it false ID? Like, I don't know. I feel like that's like identity fraud almost.
I get you're trying to get hammered on
Yeah.
a, you know, yeah, I wouldn't
Like,
call it
it's
identity.
Thursday.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it fraud.
Right? I'm not trying to like open a bank
Where'd
account.
you get the ID from?
My friend who was from New Mexico, and it was her fake ID from another friend. And then the girl that I
So
got it from turned
your
21.
friend just passed
It
down.
was like a pass it on. Yeah, she didn't
just
charge me for
generation
it.
after generation.
Yeah, I think it expired the year after I turned 21, so I couldn't pass it on.
Wow.
But, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I never did that.
You never had a fake?
No.
Did you just not?
Mine looks like a fake.
Really?
Yeah, I look like a boy in mine.
How? Is it just an old picture?
Yeah, it's an old, like I look very young and people always double take. They're like, is that you? And I'm like, yeah.
Oh man, when I got my newest ID, I didn't know they were gonna retake my pictures, so I showed up. I think I had just had like a shot, like I'd shot a video or like it was something where I had full makeup on, but I
Yeah.
was done with it for the day. So I'm literally in bright red lipstick, full
That
makeup,
looks good.
but my head is in a bun because as soon as I left the thing, I was like, bun, you know?
Yeah.
And then I show up and they take my picture, so they never question me because my hair is almost always in the top bun when I try to go places.
Well, yeah, that's her.
Yeah, I was like, all right, well, actually, this is probably good. You can't ever ask me if this is me or not. But yeah, that's interesting. So, like, you went to school in Denton, right?
Mhm.
Well, Texas State first.
Texas State, dropped out of that, went to community college, and then went to Dallas.
And do they just, like, you just didn't try to go to bars until you were 21, or are they, like, 18 and up?
I had 21.
Mm.
I would just drink. I'm not a big bar guy. I'd
Yeah.
rather go to a house.
Yeah,
Fucking
that's true.
Sit in the backyard, get hammered.
Oh, shit. We got IVs in the house.
boy.
Yeah,
We got-
we got it.
We're
Let's
getting
do it.
hammered on IVs. We got Nurse
It's
Doza.
pink. It's pink. Why is it pink?
Why is it
Yeah.
pink, Nurse Doza? Oh,
Oh, thank you,
because
Nurse
he
Doza.
loves Tony. That's the answer.
Jesus.
The vitamin B12 is pink.
I watched a lot of European horror films, and you seem like the doctor in a European horror film. Dr. Mendoza.
Super genius, but decides to use it for evil.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a half compliment.
What's the thing that are genochromes in this?
COVID.
Good, thank you.
COVID antibodies. Oh, we're going right side.
Oh, I got it twice.
Oh, you had COVID twice?
Yes.
Dude.
I was a
survivor.
Oh yeah. It was bad. Like I started doing stand up like a month and a half in, because Addison Improv did that
Oh,
one
well,
show.
yeah.
They were the first club
to
to
reopen
do a
after
show.
COVID.
Yeah, because the manager Sean Trainer was just like, "Fuck it, let's give it a shot." And we're like, and
And that
like,
got you COVID?
No,
No.
that one didn't. When I went on the road
Yeah.
for 3 months, that's what got me.
Where'd you
COVID.
go on the road?
I went to Arkansas, I went to Kansas, and I went to Oklahoma. 3
All the
states
places where it
that
doesn't
did
exist.
not give a shit.
Yeah. All the places where COVID doesn't exist. Oh, I
shit.
like seeing your face for that one.
You get a hit of dopamine with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
So Nurse Doza just said he's gonna get a hit of dopamine with this.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I
You're bleeding
don't.
out.
No, it'll do that a little bit, and then he'll plug it in. Also, with these, Tony, are you still down to do this?
I'm doing it. I'm not gonna pussy out. but-
Charlie told Tony he'd be a pussy if he didn't get it.
You're tough. You got into COVID twice.
Yeah, you survived COVID
I
twice.
can't- I wouldn't say it's tough. I would say I was I didn't follow CDC guidelines. You know,
Yeah.
I'm a bad rule follower. I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, well, you didn't follow CDC guidelines because you needed money. So it's like,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
it's like I need to do my job. There we
Okay.
go. Nice, easy peasy.
Let's try it out.
So yeah, this is how you control how fast it drips too. This little roller.
Oh shit. Okay.
So if you push it up, it goes faster. If you push it down, it goes slower.
And I'll tell you, there's one ingredient.
I like it fast, lady. No.
There's one ingredient here that'll give you a little bit of rush. So
Yeah?
if it's too much for you, just slow
The
it.
NAD gives you a rush. That's the one I was telling you.
What kind of rush?
It's just like a little boost of energy.
Okay.
On the IV, sometimes you might feel it in your chest, but like you can just slow the drip down and it'll be fine. But if it's anything in your chest, it's literally just like a little pressure. It's not anything like there's nothing actually being
Like, I didn't know there was a
harmed
manual
or
on
cut
what to read
off.
before all this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Tony's got to meditate for this part. Checking out the veins.
I'm legally dead.
Legally dead. Getting some vascularity in there. There we go. He's flicking
He's
it.
just flicking me.
Ladies.
I got my Taiwanese hooker. We're gonna go there.
Also, Tony, I didn't realize that you put your
Give me a
whole
second,
your,
Allison.
oh,
This is
Okay.
Oh boy, Allison, what the hell are you doing to me?
I
Yeah,
did
yeah,
get
let's
I
do a
did
pod-
get consent.
You know, most podcasts are just like, oh boy.
I was told to make it my own, and then I was like, we're gonna shoot up all of the guests on here because comedians don't take their vitamins. We discussed this. We got Tony asked me
He
what
can't
he
even find my vein. Are we doing my hand?
Maybe.
Oh boy.
Oh man,
Does the hand hurt?
no.
Oh.
It's the same amount as in this part. I've gotten it in
But
my wrist right here before.
I talk with my hands.
Talk with your hands. We can talk with one hand.
I get that's. Oh. What the heck? Am I dead?
Legally dead. Tony Casillas.
Where? There's my van, dude.
Did it pop out?
No,
Hiding from me or what?
isn't it there?
There's a couple in there. They're in there.
They're in there.
Am I too fat?
Go like,
Yes, you can be honest with me.
you're fine. Everything's good.
So my weight is fine. I don't have to change.
Wow.
And so if I
Wow.
die if I die of any kind of disease, it's on you. Yeah.
No one signed. Like no one signed any.
We're fine, I swear.
Just poke it in the eye.
Poke it in the eye.
Yeah. If you can't,
He found one.
we're going back.
The other one's popped.
What a
It's like whack-a-mole with your veins right now, dude.
yeah. This is all right. Be gentle.
Sorry.
Be gentle. Be a sweetie.
I do like how no one knows these guys, and then I'm just like, hey, come do my
This
podcast.
is the wildest podcast.
Let them stick needles in you.
I have two gorgeous Spaniards touching me. You know, this is wild.
Dude, these two introduce themselves as brothers everywhere they go, and they're not actually related.
I could see it.
Yeah, but they're fraternity brothers. That was the
Oh,
excuse they
okay.
gave me after the fact. A month after knowing them, they were like, oh, yeah, we're not actually brothers. We're fraternity brothers.
Okay.
Oh,
I guess.
I guess.
Because we're not doing it, Allison.
Guess we're doing it.
Can't find.
That one's actually like a little bit easier. I mean, you can't move your hand around as much, but like bending the elbow isn't like as much of an issue. Nice.
This is. Are you giving me like? Are you reading my future?
Yeah.
He's
Looks
like
bright.
touching. He's touching my hands like he's reading my future. Is it bright?
Trying to read a vein here.
There we go.
Find one.
If you can't find it, I'll come in a different day. This is. I'm sorry, my veins are giving you trouble.
Get you more hydrated. Deep breaths, Tony.
Now I'm just aggravated. Now I'm not even scared.
You're just
Now I want a needle. I'm like a heroin addict. I'm like, stick me.
Right there, get ready for
Shoot
dopamine.
me
Do
up.
this and then go like that.
Perfect. Oh shit, we're getting a handy. First hand job on the podcast
Oh.
right here. John's very not happy with me
Just
for making
flicking
these
my
jokes.
hands. Yeah, very professional, Allison.
Yeah.
This is.
They're playing house music in the other side.
Am I dead? Like, is it?
Oh, it's right there. Look.
Oh,
It's right there.
Oh shit. Okay.
There it is.
Uh oh.
Okay, you want to close your eyes for this?
His
Yes.
eyes are
Yeah.
closed. Yeah.
Close your eyes.
We got it. There we go. Perfect.
Adios, míos.
How you doing?
That's Spanish for ay ay ay. Ah.
I found blood.
This is you.
This is the
Only
craziest.
podcast in the world that does
The
this.
only podcast.
This is wild. I don't even know what's going in my body, and I eat Taco Bell, and I'm frightened.
You
So
signed up for this willingly.
that was on you because you just told me to give you whatever I get.
Oh, you took the needle out?
So there's one needle for the putting it in the hand, and then you switch it out.
There's nothing now, just two.
It's just a tube. Yeah. The needle is just to put it in.
That'd be cool. You can do that and do that.
Let's just do a medium drip for right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. There you go. I mean, you can move it. Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
All done. Feel that adrenaline starting to
I feel like
subside.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson already. Feel healthy. Come to what's this place called?
MSW Vitamin Lounge.
Come to MSW Vitamin Lounge. They'll pinch you until you
They'll
feel like Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Pinch you and then hydrate you. Yeah, we're getting you some liver detox for all that Taco Bell.
Okay, now
You know?
can I grab my drink?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like this feels. Charlie, how do I look?
We're all wired
I
up
look
over
wild.
here.
I look sick. I look like I'm going into chemo.
We're in the hospital. Charlie wants to say something. What are you gonna say?
I'm just saying you might want to take the tube.
Yeah.
and Put it under the mic.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
I'm sorry.
this part right here. Boom.
There
I
we
did
go.
that too. There we go. Less tangled.
So what am I supposed to feel?
Welcome, Tony Casillas. If you don't feel anything right away, totally fine. I tend to feel a little bit like a caffeine rush. That's kind
Okay.
of what we meant by like an energy rush.
Okay.
But yeah, it's NAD, which helps your body produce ATP, which is energy for the cells.
So I'm slowly becoming like Joe Rogan.
Exactly. Turning everyone in this town to Joe Rogan. That's how I'm going to get my sleeve tattoo, dude. I'm just going to start growing them.
Joe Rogan. So I am Joe Rogan tattoo.
Oh, that would be aggressive, I think.
I think you should do it.
The number of people who have his face tattooed on their body is a little upsetting to me.
Yeah. If you ever, is it?
I'm a huge fan of him, but I don't understand getting someone else's face on you unless it's like your kid.
I kind of want to get the iconic Johnny Cash flicking.
Okay, that one would be cool though.
I like Johnny Cash.
That's like an iconic thing.
And he's
though.
dead. And he's dead.
Yeah,
I think once they're dead, you can do it.
that's fair. Cause yeah, I wouldn't know what to do if I had Joe Rogan's face just like on my leg, and then I met him, and I was like, "Hey, look! You know, I see you every time I take a shit."
If you're a comedian, you should not get Joe Rogan on your body. Hey, how's it going? I should open for you. I look at you every night before I go to bed.
I see
While
you
I'm
whenever
flicking
I'm
my
jerking
bean.
off.
Yeah, while I'm flicking my bean, I'm just like, I look right into your eyes.
It helps.
Have you ever masturbated during a podcast? Not during your
During
podcast.
my podcast,
During like you're
to
listening
a podcast,
Yeah, not
no.
to it, but like.
But like it's happening. No,
Yeah.
like if that because if I'm like, okay, it's time for me to go take care of myself,
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to stop listening to this Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't be listening to this voice.
I had sex once during a what was it? The Mark Norman and Tuesdays with Stories or
oh
something.
shit.
And then I like met Mark and then he talked and I was just like I almost came just because like I came while I was like, oh, this brings me back to good times. So I don't recommend doing that.
Yeah, no, that's exactly why I don't do it. I'm like, I don't want to tie this voice in with anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's too close to using porn. Like, it's not
You know,
porn.
is porn healthy?
No.
No.
Well,
why isn't it healthy?
I think porn's probably better than listening to your favorite podcasts to masturbate.
Yeah, that was once, all right? That was it's not like Mark Norman is soothing my body, you know what I mean? It was once me and a lady were listening to it and then
But you also had sex during it. That's
Yeah.
that's like having sex during a movie. You know? Like
Yeah.
it's similar. Like it's just the background noise.
yeah.
It's not like you're sitting there jerking it.
What would be the worst movie to have sex to?
It's got to be like a children's movie or something, right?
Like-
Or like a really violent movie.
No.
Violent movies are good to have sex to.
Wouldn't you think?
I guess because you're like, I'm scared, hold me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me be your boogeyman. Or
I
I
just
don't
thought
know.
the SpongeBob movie could be a pretty bad one to have
What?
sex to.
That would be funny.
It would be very funny.
Just laughing.
They
me
break out into
giggling.
songs.
Yeah, me giggling while having sex. I do that anyway. You know?
Yeah.
I like
it's,
to giggle.
It's so weird. You okay, to me, I'm like, you can't do this without laughing at it. It's the weirdest thing.
So you laugh a lot during it?
Not a lot.
You're just
but
like, ha ha ha. You're like, no,
Yeah.
I would never want to have sex with you if you're just like,
No.
ha ha.
No.
Because, no, seriously, I knew you're just, because then as a guy, you're just self conscious. So you're just like, ha 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 ha.
No.
I can't
okay.
believe this is happening.
It's not.
So, it's usually, I'm on Shroomies. That's
I'm
what
on
I'm doing.
Shroomies and there's a guy inside of me. No, it's not like that. But I've definitely like, if I've like just started dating someone, like
Yeah.
if they like kiss me or something, sometimes I'll just like do a little like, oh, giggle.
That's cute though.
But like I've had guys get self-conscious from that before and be
Really?
like, I think you're laughing at me. And I'm like, no, I'm just so excited because you're kissing me.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's a good thing.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I farted during it before.
During sex.
That ruins the mood. 'Cause I don't have good farts. Like
Oh,
yeah.
they're not even
I'm
like
a bigger boy. It's like my farts are like fucking 7-Eleven at 2 a.m. It's just like dangerous.
Woo!
You know, you just get in and out.
Is it a
It's-
funny sound at least, or is it an aggressive sound?
It's not. I don't.
It's
No.
you're like nothing's cute. You
No,
can't
no,
come
no.
back from that.
No. I had to stop. I had to actually stop drinking and eating ice cream.
Oh, because of the lactose.
Yeah, I think I had a worst. I had a worse time after eating Ben and Jerry's than I had when I had COVID the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I started shaking. I was sweating. Yeah, I was like, it was not good. I have to stop eating ice cream because prior to this, I like anytime I went to like a Sonic and got a milkshake,
Yeah.
I could not go out. Like my friends were like, "Hey, we're going out tonight," and I'm like, "Hey, I had Sonic. It's a no go."
I tapped out myself
Oh
tonight.
yeah. And my buddy went to like this club once, and he met Dirk Nowitzki the day I had a Sonic milkshake, and I was like a fucking Oreo peanut butter milkshake fucking stopped me from meeting one of my heroes.
You're like, never again. This is where was that the rock bottom?
Oh no, it's 2 weeks ago. It was Sunday night. It was like my first day off in a while. So I was like, I'm gonna get some ice cream, as a dessert. And then I just eat it. And then my stomach feels kind of weird. I'm like, it's fine. So I'm in my bed just watching some TV. And then it was just go time.
Oh,
like
no.
my stomach starts rumbling. I shit myself.
In bed.
And the thing is, so I was like, it's just a fart. So
Yeah.
I do it and
And just stayed.
and I sat there and I literally for 45 seconds go, Tony, you didn't shit yourself.
There's no way.
Because grown men don't shit themselves in bed in their home
Yeah.
while they're awake. I get shitting yourself while sleeping. Maybe you were drunk the night before.
Yeah.
But like I was awake and I was like, and then I just like move a little bit. I'm like, it's definitely a fucking
Oh.
pajama full of shit. And so I get up and there's like a little mark on my fucking bed sheet. So I have to then go bathe off. Then I have to come out, just get a trash bag, throw my pajamas, throw my pillow, just
Everything.
I got new bed. I spent $200 on bed sheets. That's why I'm broke.
Yeah.
I got a whole new bed sheet set.
Oh God. I mean, I probably
decided
would
to
have
eat Ben
too.
and Jerry's. I was like, I. You know what I looked like? I looked like in the movies where in the Civil War they would get like shot.
Yeah.
They're like, we have to cut your leg off.
Yeah.
And then they're shaking afterwards. That's how I looked like with Ben and Jerry's. I was just like,
Ben and Jerry's is all about nonviolence, but they don't talk about their lactose intolerant death toll.
oh yeah, they fucked me.
Oh, we're getting strangled by the vitamins
So
out
how
here.
do I add more?
Push it up a little bit. Yeah, it should roll. There you go. You sped it up.
Oh shit.
Nice. Getting wild up in here.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Well, okay, well first of all, I was gonna mention the Holtzman stickers.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you put yours on your phone too.
I love
We're
Brian
gonna
Holtzman.
our dad, Brian Holtzman, we're gonna just like start a sticker trend.
Comedy wild man.
Gary and Charlie have these too. Charlie, I was gonna put y'all's on the back of my phone, but it was too big. It didn't fit with my little thing.
I threw the one you gave me away, Charlie. It's in
That's
the
okay.
It's in the trash.
No, I love these. I want to get some of these.
Yeah.
Holtzman was backstage when he handed these to us, and he was like, "I loved them so much. I got 1,000." He's like, "I ordered 1,000."
He's just handing them out to people.
He was handing them out, and he's like, "It shows if people want them. I just tell them to Venmo me, whatever."
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think stickers are smart like that.
Who makes them?
I don't know. It's some company in town that's been making them for a bunch of people, so we're gonna get the info and do it.
Are you gonna make one?
I
for
want
yourself?
to. Yeah, fuck it. That'd be
I
funny.
want a cool stick. It should just be you on an IV drip.
Me on an IV.
Honestly, you with an IV,
that actually that would be good for the podcast.
that would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Vape in one hand, IV on the other arm.
So, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How long have you lived in Austin?
I grew up in Round Rock.
Okay.
So just north of here.
Your whole
and
life.
Yeah, Austin's always been the home city. Like ever since I had friends that could drive, I would come down to Austin for shit. So
how do you like the change?
I like it. It's like I try to put it into perspective for people I'm 26.
Yeah.
When my parents moved here in 1990,
Mm-hmm.
my dad used to go dove hunting where Dell headquarters is now.
Really?
Yeah, in Round Rock. Like that's
Jesus.
how much it's changed in 30 years. And so when I was growing up in Round Rock, it was like small town vibes. You know, there were a couple subdivisions, whatever. It's
Yeah.
not nearly as big as it is now. And then Austin, I was in high school like right when I think it was kind of like the last little bit of it being like the live music capital, and like that was what we were famous for,
Yeah.
you know, before all of the tech really hit, and now comedy, of course. And we still have the music, but like when I was in high school, it was great because it was like I would say I was a fan of like 5 different bands, and I was one of those kids who was like, I love this band and no one knows about them, da-da-da, and then they
You were a-
all
so you were a
one after-
hipster.
I was one of those annoying hipsters, but it was fun because like everyone kind of was like that
Yeah.
with different bands.
Yeah.
So like everyone had their own little clique of like me and my 4 friends like this band and no one
Yeah.
else knows about them, and then like when they hit it big at South by or hit it big at whatever, then like everyone knew about it, and you're like, I told you.
What was a band that you knew of before?
Walk the Moon.
Really?
Walk the Moon, fun. I saw Imagine Dragons open for AWOL Nation.
Well, fun's not good.
I like fun. I
Have you
like
seen
their
them live?
I have not seen them live, actually.
He's awful.
Oh, I'm sure. He's kind of like on a lot of drugs.
So Fun's from Austin?
No, they were just one that would play here a lot.
Okay.
But I saw Imagine Dragons open for AWOL Nation at Emo's East on Riverside.
Wow.
And then, like, the next time they came through 2 years later, Imagine Dragons was headlining the Frank Irwin Center with, like, thousands of people. So that was,
Wow.
like, an interesting blow
That's
up.
cool.
Yeah, like, we were just going to see AWOL Nation.
So
and
you helped a terrible band like Imagine Dragons.
totally.
blow
Yeah,
up.
supported them all the way.
Ready to rock out. Is that Imagine Dragons?
Radioactive.
Radioactive. Radioactive.
But I mean, we went to go see
They're good.
AWOL Nation, right? I love
AWOL Nation's great.
Well, Imagine Dragons puts on a fun live show.
Yeah.
Like AWOL Nation was popular when we were in high school, and then we didn't know Imagine Dragons was on the ticket until we got there, and then like we got there and they like had a better set than AWOL Nation did.
Did they really?
Yeah, they're just so fun live. They just
Yeah.
get the crowd going and all that stuff. But yeah, it was just you'll probably be mad about this one too. 21 Pilots was another one.
I like 21 Pilots.
I-
They're not bad.
I like their shit. I don't know.
It's like mainstream angst.
Yeah, I just find it interesting that they figured out a way to do like alternative rock, but the guy raps somehow still, and he's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a dorky white guy.
They're both dorky white guys.
They are, but the one doesn't talk. So the
doesn't
one,
talk at all?
He doesn't really say much.
Oh.
But it was funny, like when
Do you think that's a band decision? He's like, I do all the talking. You just sit in the back and
yeah,
you just drum.
you're like, dude, you talk about QAnon too much. You get to do the drums, you know.
yeah.
Out of the two of them, the drummer's for sure the QAnon guy. If I had to pick.
That's cool though that you've gotten to see these bands like blow up.
Yeah, so it was just like it was fun to just have that Austin kind of experience. And then I went to UT too, so I never even left for college, like wasn't planning on that. And then once I got out, like I graduated college in 2017, so like the last 4 years it's just been like watching the city steadily grow faster and faster, just snowball effect. And
Yeah.
for me, like I get the point of people being like, "Oh, it's congested now," because it wasn't. The infrastructure's not there for a ton of people, or the number of people that we have. But at the same time, now if you're from Austin and you like it, and you like being in Texas, or you like just this city, you don't have to move for opportunities, especially performers. Like, I find it to be a good thing that
Yeah.
all these clubs are coming here, and there might be some shakeups and, you know, who knows what and who does what and who's friends with who, but it's like, that's all just bullshit. Like in the long
Yeah,
run,
it doesn't matter who you're connected with.
yeah, in the long run, it's like,
If you're just a good comic, you'll be fine.
yeah. And also like in the long run, it's like before things really started kicking off, at least in comedy, we had one club. If you wanted to get paid any significant amount of money, you had to get in with that one club.
Yeah.
And even the people that were in weren't getting like enough regular work to consider that their
Also,
job.
I've been kind
you
of
know?
on a war with the alt Austin scene.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah, because they suck. Because they're fucking assholes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, you don't need to drop names, but like, has anything specific happened?
I really don't go around since I moved here. But it was like before I moved here, before like the boom happened in Austin, it was like anytime I came here and you would try to do spots, they acted like they were doing the Lord's work.
Oh yeah, like giving you the stage time.
Oh yeah, they're like, I guess. Like it took me. I'd been doing comedy 4 years before I could do a spot in Austin.
Really?
On a show.
Really?
Yeah. And it was unpaid, and it was like a audition,
Like a guest spot.
Yeah, it was an audition spot at this cool venue. But I was just like, yeah, man, I'm good at what I do.
Yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, this next guy's fucking wild. And then he just goes up there and just like fucking makes Gremlin 2 references for 20 minutes. I was like, okay, cool. He's not. I was like, he's your
They're
fucking.
like, has he seen a movie in the last
yeah,
decade?
he's your A+ guy.
Yeah.
So it was just like that pretentious
yeah.
fucking, fucking, we don't care that you hit the road and that
Well-
you're working. It's all that, it's like, we're just doing, we're just feeling it.
Yeah. I
We're
mean,
just doing shroomies and
we're
telling
doing
jokes.
shroomies and telling our classic, like, amazing jokes. No, I find myself in an interesting position with all of this because obviously I know everyone in all of the stages
Yeah.
of the scene since I've started comedy. I mean,
Yeah.
I've only been doing it 3 years. So like some of the people who were in it before me, obviously I don't know, but I just find it interesting that so many people would run shows like that and some still do.
Yeah.
Just because like when I got into it, I was mind blown at the fact that anyone could get on stage if they worked hard enough.
Yeah.
Because in acting, it's not like that. It's
No.
very like gatekeepery, and there's obviously still that in stand up.
It
But like,
is.
but like anyone can go to an open mic and get better. And
That's
if-
true.
And even if everyone hates you, you can go to so many open mics and work on it so much that like you eventually kind of have to get booked.
Yeah.
You know.
And my
so
thing
it's
is,
like,
it was just weird because I try to be a nice guy to everybody.
yeah,
Like I'll whether you're new or you've been doing it a long time, if you're just cool, I'll talk to you. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like that's how Dallas was when I started. A lot of older guys talked to me when I was a
Yeah.
young comic. So I was like, oh, that's cool.
right.
But it was just weird coming here every time coming to Austin, and it was just fucking just so standoffish and so pretentious. Like I
Yeah.
remember once I got a guest spot at Cap City when they were open,
Mhm.
and none of the comics on the show would talk to me until after my set.
That's so
Like
weird.
I was like, "Hey, I'm Tony. I'm from Dallas. How long you guys been doing stand up?" And like one guy literally just turned his seat around, and I was just like, "Cool, man.
All right, dude.
Yeah."
That's so interesting. I
So
mean,
So now I'm kind of happy
yeah.
that they are I'm not happy. It sounds kind of dickish. It does,
Well,
but it's kind of like, oh, now they're getting set behind and they're not invited to the big show. And it's like, yeah, man, I don't really want to. We don't want to invite you to the big show if you treat people like shit.
Yeah, and it's interesting because Jen Fulweiler, right?
Yeah.
So I'm convinced that one of the reasons her and I became friends so fast was because I was only a couple weeks into doing open mics
Yeah.
when I met her, and I still didn't really know anyone. There were like 2 people that were nice to me at open mics, and like whenever I'd see them, I'd be like, "Oh, thank God!" Like I
Yeah,
go
yeah.
talk to them. And then Jen was super nice to me the first time we met. And that was her first time actually going to an open mic and like
Trying
working
it out.
out. Because she's done public speaking and like comedy writing. And she always incorporated jokes into her speaking for years. But she was like, I want to learn actual stand up.
Yeah, yeah.
So she was ahead in a lot of ways because she knew how to handle herself on stage. She knew how to sort of like make jokes on stage. But now it was really like, I'm going to sit down writing for stand up.
Yeah.
So she hit the open mics, and she was the first like woman that I saw with a notebook at an open mic, and
Okay.
and I was like, oh shit, that must be a female comic I haven't met yet.
Yeah.
And so I just started talking to her, and she was nice. And I think about it because it did kind of feel like you just kind of have to weasel your way in. And as I like talked to more people in the scene, as I came around more often, the excuse a lot of people will say is like, well, yeah, if you're a new person in town, like going to open mics, we don't know if you're actually going to stick around. So we don't want to
Yeah.
like invest time in getting to know you. And then you just don't show up. And to me, I was like, I get that. But at the same time, it's like, just be nice.
But
You
there's a
don't-
difference, and I get that too, where it's like I'm not gonna, because you'll see the turnaround every fucking
Yeah.
6 months. It's a new patch of crew.
Right.
People leave, a couple stay.
Yeah.
But it's like I get that, but it's like if I'm just chilling and someone just sits at the table, I'm not gonna be like, what are you doing here? Like unless they're
Yeah.
like crazy and they just say fucked up shit,
Right.
then yeah, then we'll
address it.
We'll address it and distance ourselves. But if it's just a fucking kid, that's
Yeah.
because most stand-ups are just awkward nerds.
Right.
That's why I'm a stand-up. I was an awkward nerd. But it's so I'm not just gonna be a dick to someone. So when
Yeah.
I see it, especially like Jay Wycotton, for instance, is my favorite human.
I love him.
Because Jay, he is goofy, he gives a shit, and he's nice. He will treat everybody the same, whether you're new, whether you're like in the middle of
Yeah.
your career, or whether you're big.
yeah.
He treats everybody.
Even if he disagrees with you.
yeah.
I literally made a joke to him when we were at Creek on Saturday about like, oh yeah, Jay. I was like, Jay, not a big Allison fan, which is not true.
Yeah,
We're good
yeah.
friends. I was like, yeah, Jay, not a big Allison fan. And he goes, no, I love you, but you also stand for everything I hate. And that is the most on brand way to describe Jay White.
Oh yeah, but that's what I love about him. It's like he'll be 100% honest, and we don't always have to agree.
Yeah.
But it's just like honesty, and it's fun.
Yeah.
We give each other shit, and it's like that's what comedy's all about.
Right.
But it's when it's the fucking old guard, and then you see their act, and it's not even that good, and I'm just like, what the fuck are you? I had one girl. We went to an open. It was like my first week into town, moving here. We went to one of the old guards open mic, and me and Dan Carney were there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Before me and Dan went up, she looked at us, and then she went on the mic, and she goes, "I feel like I have to tell you this. This is a non-transphobic, non-racist, non-homophobic, non-this." Like gave us a whole list. If you joke about any of those topics, I'm cutting your mic off. And I was like, first off, fuck you that you think my My act is about putting ranch in my fucking tit.
You're like, I'm a silly boy.
Yeah, I'm a silly goose boy. Like, yeah. And it's so I went out on stage and I just go, I'm homophobic, I'm transphobic, I'm racist, but guys, it's okay. Because I'm born this way. And I just walked off. So I was just like, oh, your mic is awful.
Yeah.
Your mic is awful.
Oh, shit.
And then the next guy, she's like, your next comic's the real treat. And it was a guy who'd been doing comedy for 2 months, but I think he was fucking her. So he's like,
oh, yeah.
He's
a real treat.
And he's just on stage just like, HEB is HEB is pretty big. And I'm like, yeah, this guy's a real fucking
The
treat.
face that you made was so on point.
HEB is it's so good.
It's like a little inherently Donald Trumpish. Just...
Yeah, they are. Those people hate Trump. It's because they are Trump. Hipsters, because Denton was full of that.
Yeah.
Denton was full of fucking...
They think
like-
they're liberals, but they're acting just like the people they hate.
Yeah, dude, I went to film school, and the worst were those pretentious people. They're like, you've never seen the French movie Oui?
Oh, God.
And I was like, what? They're like, yeah, there's only 14 DVDs of it. And I was like, yeah, where would I have seen Oui? You know what I mean? Where the fuck would I have seen that film?
You have to go into the woods
And
at
then-
2 a.m.
And then you would watch their movies, and it was just pretentious, just like, Daddy survived the war, but the war on poverty is still happening today. I'm like, it's a 7-minute short film, and we're tackling the war on poverty and also war. You're gonna tackle both subjects, and then I would make movies like my favorite movie I made was this horror movie. It's a horror comedy about like this Girl Scout who has to sell her last box of cookies.
Okay.
The guy says no, so she tortures him.
Oh, shit.
But it's like I got it. It was funny because it's
Right.
like a Girl Scout.
It's a Girl
fucking
Scout.
torturing. It's like silly, like
Yeah.
over the top. It's just silly, stupid comedy.
Right.
And they would be like, "You spent your time making that?" And I was like, "Hey, guess how many people fell asleep while watching my movie? 0. I started snoring, and it's 9 minutes long.
Mine didn't even need subtitles, bitch.
I walked out. It's just like this movie. Dude, left wing hipsters are like Trump because they're
Yeah.
as pretentious. They're as fucking terrible.
But they're not as funny.
They have terrible taste,
They're
just
not
like
as
Trump,
funny.
and they're not funny.
Trump was at least funny sometimes.
Yes. And
He
guess
didn't
what?
mean to be, but
And guess what? Like, fucking a lot of those fucking dudes that wear the feminist shirt.
right.
And every time you meet them, they're like, I'm a feminist, so I can never make fun of a woman ever, are the rapists. Like, dude,
Oh,
there
yeah.
were people in my town, they would wear the feminist flags, they would go to all the feminists, they're like, I stand with every woman, and I would never
Right.
hold the door open to a woman, because they can hold the door
For
open for themselves, because they're strong. And then they're the ones fucking beating the shit out of them.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it is bad.
Or they'll use the feminism to like convince a girl that it's not abuse.
Yeah.
She'll be like, "Oh no, honey, like I just did this for you because you're strong and like you can handle it. If I can hit a guy, I can hit a girl too."
Yeah.
Like,
They're like, yeah, being able to beat a woman is pure.
that's true equality.
Yeah, equality. If women can rape us, I can rape a woman. And that's equality.
You know what? If a woman tried to rape me, I would let her.
Hey, to be fair, I gave her my one signed copy of We afterwards. Great film.
There's only 14 of them. That
Yeah,
was a big price.
I own all of them because I'm also the director. It's that fake hip
yeah.
bullshit. It's that fake, like, my thing is like, and everybody dresses like a detective now from the 1940s. Like, I said that in an open mic yesterday. I was on an open mic.
I
and there's
didn't
this-
even.
There's just like a cool table. It's either a detective from the 1940s or like a meth head gas station attendant from Kansas.
Yes.
They wear like the shirt, you know, the graphic tee cut
it's
off,
the graphic tee,
the bad grown-in mustache.
long hair, probably.
Like and they're like, and I'm like, those are the hot people?
no.
Like, I get it when the athletes are like, that guy's hot. And I'm like, yeah, he has a good body, you know?
Right.
That's a hot guy. But it's just like fucking ugly people.
Yeah.
And they wear dirty clothes and they're like, I'm hot now. And I'm like, no, you're still
Yeah, no, the hygiene levels, especially in Austin, are very low. The standards are so low. I was talking with,
Ugly boys fooled women.
dude, I was talking with someone about this the other day. I'm like, you know, the bar is low when people think you're gay just because you shower regularly.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like you've got a clean haircut and
Oh,
you
yeah.
like wear shoes that are together and your jeans don't have holes. And like, oh, he's gay for sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Like, okay, I didn't realize testosterone levels indicated cleanliness.
Oh, that's the crazy. It's fucking wild. It's fucking this city. I have to get used to that.
Yeah.
Because I came from Denton, so I'm used to it.
Right.
But it's like it's just at a grander.
There's a lot more of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like people wear it as it is their flag a little bit. They're prideful about it. They're happy that they can do that. And it's their way of getting attention. But it's
Yeah.
also like annoying and everyone's doing it. So why would you just join that?
Also, just let people like what they like.
Yeah, that's the other thing, right? It's like the hipster mentality of like, I can't believe you like that. That was so lowbrow. And it's
You're
like,
like-
fart jokes are always gonna be hilarious.
Yeah,
so
you like Age of Ultron. Yeah, yeah, I like Age of Ultron. They brought Captain America, fucking Iron Man, Black Panther,
like, who doesn't love a good
Yeah,
Marvel movie?
the
bro?
Guardians, all on one screen. Yeah,
Fucking
I like.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that. You know what I mean?
Give me more explosions.
But yeah, I still watch. I'm pretentious with movies. I've seen fucking weird movies.
Yeah.
Fucking one of my favorite movies last year was Lighthouse, and it was a movie where Robert Pattinson fucks a mermaid.
Yes.
So yeah, I love that movie. You know?
Dude, didn't you say you were trying to like get your dad to watch a movie with you one time and he like still just gives you shit for
So
it
I showed
to
him.
this day?
I showed him the movie The Foxcatcher.
Okay.
So it's a great Steve Carell.
Yeah.
It was one of his first like serious like roles.
Right.
Got Oscar nominated. Mark Ruffalo's in it.
Yeah.
Fucking Channing Tatum's great in it.
Great
And
cast.
it's a true story about the DuPont. What's his name? Something DuPont. And he funded the Olympic wrestling team.
Okay.
And he was just crazy, son of a crazy billionaire. And he was a little nuts.
Okay.
And he started getting obsessed with the team. And
Yeah.
kind of there was like they say that he was like a closeted homosexual.
Yeah.
And he kind of fell in love with them.
Yeah.
And then when they didn't reciprocate, he got mad and he shot one of them.
Oh
Like
shit.
it's a great. The movie's great, but also the documentary on Netflix is great too. Interesting. story.
John DuPont.
John DuPont.
Thank you,
yeah.
Charlie.
And so we watched that movie, and it's a slow burn.
Yeah.
It's a slow burn, you know. It's a drama.
It's not a Marvel.
Yeah, and we watch it, and my dad just goes, "That is the worst movie I've ever seen. The worst film. It just dragged and it just dragged and it just dragged." And then like that was like in high school.
Right.
I was in high school.
Right.
And now, anytime I go home, I'm like, Dad, we should watch a movie. He goes, I hope it's nothing like that Foxcatcher movie. Because that movie was terrible.
I feel like that's such a dad thing
Oh,
to
yeah.
hold a grudge
Oh.
like that.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't actually care.
Yeah, yeah.
He just wants to give you shit.
And then I showed him Eric Andre's movie. And I thought he would hate that. And he loved it. And, like the other day, he texted me. He goes, I'm at work. He goes, what was that one movie where the guy gets accidentally naked? And I go, Bad Trip. And he goes, yeah, that's it. Thanks.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's like I'm talking to the boys.
Yeah,
Boys,
yeah.
we're at the coffee break. We got to talk about this shit.
So
That's funny. Well, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about actual comedy. We talked
Okay.
about some bad, like, crazy experiences, but like you've been getting to do some cool stuff. You've been touring a little bit. When let's do the love story with Rocky.
yeah.
How did you kind of start working together?
So I've told this on our podcast, me and Rocky's podcast. Welcome to Brookwood. Check it out. It's so
Co-hosts that.
I co-host it. But first time I met with Rocky, he texted me because there was this guy named Dustin Sims, good
Yep.
guy. I work with him too, and Rocky was featuring for him at the time. So I get a text. They're like, "Hey, you want to come out host for us? This amount of money, you do this much time." I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I thought Rocky hated me.
Really?
Yeah, because after the show, I thought he was fantastic. We didn't talk a lot before the show.
Right.
But I saw his set and I was like, this guy's fucking funny.
He's so good.
He's so good. And then after the show, I'm walking out I was like, where's Rocky? And then I walk out the club and he's just sitting on some stairs smoking a cigar.
As always. He
And
always has a cigar.
He always has a cigar. So we're sitting there and he's just smoking a cigar. And I go, hey, man, it was a pleasure working with you. And he goes, hey, you did all right. And then I go, huh? And then I walk away and I'm like, oh, I guess I'm never going to work with that guy again.
Right.
And then cut to like 3-4 months later, he was headlining and he texted me, he goes, hey, man, come out feature for me. and bring a buddy that can host. That would be cool. I
Yeah.
was like, cool. And then he walks right in the green room. I'm already there. And he just goes, "Howdy, big dog," and he just gives me up. And I was just like, "Wait, we're cool."
We're
like,
friends
yeah,
now?
yeah. He goes, "No, I think he was just like in a mood or something that day." Because Rocky gets in moods. I get in moods.
He gets in moods, but also like he just is like that sometimes.
Yeah.
He'll just fuck with you and just like not actually be what he like. He probably thought you had a great set, and then
Yeah.
was like, "I'm not going to give this to him."
Oh yeah.
A little hazing.
Give me a little shit. And then like, so we did that show together and it went well. And then he said, "Anytime I'm in Texas, hit me up." So I did San Antonio with him, and then he moved to Austin.
Yep.
And then he was like, "Hey man, you should come down here."
Yeah.
And so it's like me and Lee Kimmerl are his two openers, and he
Nice.
splits time between us. So
Yeah.
it's really
That's
cool.
Rocky's one of the funniest ones to me of people who moved to Austin because he's such a deep South boy.
yeah.
Like, I mean, he's not in certain ways, but he sounds like it, and he just looks like an
He's
Alabama
from
guy.
Alabama boy.
He
Yeah.
looks like when I found out he was 28, I was like, "There's no way you're 28." Like,
Oh, he's pissed that we all look so young.
because
Because he looks like 40 and he's
I
about
thought he
to
was
die.
38.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's the cigars, dude.
Dude, we were on a road trip. We were driving back from Nashville, Tennessee. We're in his little. He's making
fucking
money.
Spark,
Yeah, he's making
dude.
money now, and he has a Spark. And we're
He's
just like
proud of it too.
our elbows on each other's dicks. That's how small it is. And it was like fucking 13 hours. He would smoke a whole cigar. He'd stop at a gas station, get some drinks, and then light up another cigar.
Ugh.
He smoked about like 6 cigars. Like at one point, I was just my head was out the window just to get some fresh air. Just like, like I smelled like. And then
Jeez.
we got to we did a Red Band show that night when we got into town. We had to go straight from our car to the show, so we get changed real quick. I give Red Band a hug, and he goes, "You smell like an ashtray." I was like, "I've been driving in an ashtray."
With Rocky.
Yeah, and then I was driving with Rocky. He goes, "Okay, that makes sense."
Well, yeah, because you guys were late that night. You like, I
Yeah.
didn't realize you were literally driving in, and that's why you were late. That's troopers.
Oh yeah,
And y'all both had great sets that night too.
it was fun.
Yeah. Wow. Smoking in the car bothers me
Why?
because I just don't want my car to smell like that.
Yeah, you can.
You
I
know?
smoke cigarettes in my car. I don't do it anymore, but you can get it out.
I mean, I get it if you're like hanging it out the window or
No,
something.
he wasn't.
No, yeah. He's like, "Windows up, bitch."
The ashtray is just like a fucking can.
Hotboxing you with tobacco.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that's what. Yeah, it's the tobacco. It's just like
Well, the tobacco just sticks, you
Yeah.
know, like any other smoke is pretty easy to just air out.
yeah.
But the tobacco, like I had the worst gig I've ever done. My friend Craig was headlining in Liberty Hill.
Where's that at?
It's like 30 minutes northwest of here. It's
Okay.
like just past Cedar Park.
Okay.
So it's nearish to Austin. And I know about it because my family goes hunting, and that's the last town we drive through before
Oh,
we like
no.
get out to the boonies.
Yeah.
But it's like a town, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like this shitty like dive bar behind a gas station situation. I pull up and I'm like, "Oh, I knew this intersection. This is where we stop for gas before we can't get gas anymore." And there's a bar behind it. And so we go and I walk in and immediately smoke everywhere. And I was like, of course they're allowed to smoke inside.
Oh yeah.
Worst show I've ever done. Like everyone up there, even one of the guys opening is really good at crowd work and really good with rowdy crowds. They would not let us finish a premise.
Really?
It was like heckling to the extreme from everyone. They were just in there to make each other laugh and have a good time and get drunk. It was a Friday night in a small town in Texas.
Yeah.
They're smoking inside, you know. They were there for the comedy
Yeah,
show, but they were just there to fuck around.
To raise some
So-
hell.
Yeah. So like anyone would start a premise and
Yeah.
they would interrupt the premise halfway through. And so then it would cut off the joke and we'd say the punchline and no one would get it. And we'd be like, "Okay, well, let's just talk, I guess." You know, it just turned into a conversation. But I left that bar and my car smelled like cigarette smoke just because the smoke stuck to my hair and my
Jesus.
clothes. My car smelled like cigarette smoke for a week.
Really?
Yeah. That's how sticky it is. I was like, "Oh, fuck, I need to just
Especially
get
your
this detailed."
hair.
Oh, yeah. The hair. Well, I have a lot of hair, but like it'll hold smell like if you don't wash it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cigarette smoke. And there was one time when I went to a hot spring, and it was a hot spring because it was on like a bed of sulfur, and I decided I was gonna swim in it, and so the smell of sulfur, like rotten eggs, was in my hair for 2 weeks, and I shampooed like every day.
Why'd you? swim in sulfur?
Because it felt good. It was a hot
Did it smell
spring.
like shit while you were swimming?
It smelled pretty bad, yeah. But it was like, I mean, it was clean water. It just smelled bad because it was like a little more sulfurous than normal, and like that was it.
Then
Was
why
like
you don't go in sulfur? Is sulfur healthy for
No,
you, Charles?
you don't drink sulfur. There's my gross story for you. I was like, I'm gonna taste this mineral water.
No,
it's
you
like
didn't.
Topo Chico. Yeah, I tasted it, and we were camping with Baldo. Actually, one of
Yeah.
the guys that was in here earlier. Me and Baldo go traveling together a lot. We were camping. We went to this hot spring. We came back to the tent. All's good. Middle of the night, I wake up and I have chills.
Yeah.
And at the same time, my brain realizes you need to puke and poop right now.
Oh.
And I just barely like got out of the tent and just like ran into the woods and just like found a tree to hold on to. It was just not. It was
Just each hole?
both holes.
Oh.
Not ladylike at all.
Just
Yeah.
in and out. Just,
Yeah, just power puke. It was not good. But yeah,
That's a pretty good superpower if you could like control it. Just like defend people off from both sides. Just, you know?
that's how you prevent sexual assault right there.
No, there'd be a creepy guy's like, this girl's cool.
Like, where's your OnlyFans link? I want to subscribe. Yep. Well, cool. That's a fucking great story. How do we segue?
So
from
yeah,
that?
so I met Rocky, and so we started doing a
Started
podcast
touring.
with Charles. He's
Because he had
producing
that
it.
podcast before, right? And it
And then
was
he
just different structure.
yeah, it was just him,
Yeah.
and he needs my talent. You know.
You got to keep him afloat.
Oh yeah, he's gonna fire me for saying that, but
Yeah. you
he'll
know.
rehire me the
He's
next
been,
day.
yeah, he's been firing you every day.
I get fired every day.
Are you Rocky's Charlie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Charlie's and then I'm Charlie's Rocky. Because I get it so much, I have to I have to throw it out.
We need to get Charlie a Charlie because before long he's just gonna end up killing all of us.
You think
Yeah.
he'll get a girlfriend he can beat? He kind of does look like that swimmer that got in trouble, that college swimmer,
Oh shit! He was at UT, wasn't
Brock, whatever.
he? Oh no, that was a California guy. The Brock guy. He only got like parole or something.
and the
Damn.
dump. Yeah. You look like Charles. You look like every bad fraternity person, though. To be fair, I know you're a sweetheart. Charles is a sweetheart, but your look.
Thank you. We went over this in episode 3 of Welcome to Brookwood.
Yeah,
you might
yeah,
want
yeah.
to check
Charlie's
that out.
look.
He doesn't have a good look.
He looks like the Germans a wet dream. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we found his heritage.
Oh yeah. Are you like 100% German?
Guess what Charlie's last name is? It's Charlie Himmler.
I'm 50% German.
50%. Well, you're German too.
Yeah.
You lived in Germany, right?
Yeah, but I'm a funny German. I'm a friendly German. I'm post World War II German. I'm David Hasselhoff German.
Dave.
So I've been looking for freedom. That German.
That German.
Yeah.
The one that won the Americans back.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
convinced us to bring all the scientists over here.
See, that's it. That's one thing Americans don't like talking about is how they.
How we bought all the Nazi doctors.
Oh, we fucking and we're like, hey, come over here, create us a death bomb, and we'll fucking.
I need to stop reading Reed's Instagram stories and bringing up conspiracies on the podcast.
Wait, you told me that you get all your news from him.
Oh yeah. Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. I get all of my alt news from Reed.
I love Reed Becker to death, but sometimes we'll just be hanging out. We're just hanging out, sipping some beers, maybe smoking a little weed, and then he'll just be like, "Fucking George Soros is doing it again." And I'm like, "What do you want me to do about it, Reed? You want me to go up to George Soros' house and be like, hey, stop it?" Like, I'm not gonna. I can't.
He did this podcast. He was the first episode we ever recorded.
Yeah.
And I don't know what we started talking about. It got a little conspiratorial, but all he said was like, "I'm not trying to turn this into a flat earth discussion, but," and I was like, Reed, we don't have time for that,
Does he think the Earth is flat?
Direct quote. I don't know if
We're gonna.
the Earth,
I need to ask him that real quick.
I don't know if the Earth is flat or round. I'm just saying they could be lying to us either way.
He literally just texted me.
Oh shit! Did he text me?
No, he was asking me a
No.
question, so I'm literally calling him real quick.
Oh man, we're first live call-in on the podcast. Reed Marshall Becker.
What's up, bud? What are you doing?
Yo, Reed, I'm on air with Allison. I'm doing her podcast, and your name came up, and I just brought up. Do you think the Earth is flat?
Oh, I don't give a shit about flat Earth.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Okay, thank God. We just wanted your name was thrown out, and then Alice was like, "Oh, I think you might be flat Earth." Like you brought it up.
I said you made a comment that was like, I don't want to start a flat Earth debate, and then I was like, wait, is Reed a flat Earther?
So we just wanted to clear that up.
Oh, I find it interesting, but
Okay.
the truth is, I mean, most of that shit, like, you know, have you ever been to space? I've never been to space, so I don't care. It doesn't really change anything. It doesn't change the Federal Reserve or the IRS or anything that actually matters.
There we go.
Okay, there we go. Okay, we just wanted to clear it up, and I'll answer your text once this is over.
All right, cool. I will say, though, that, like Sam Tripoli said, we're being lied to. We're probably a lot farther out in the universe, or we haven't been at all. It's one of the two, but I don't know which one.
We're just being lied to. That's the lesson.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're being lied to for sure.
Yeah.
Big time.
Can I ask you one more question? How do we find our truce?
Our truce with what, the aliens? I don't
Yeah.
know. Probably over a night of drinking, to be honest with you.
See, that's good. Okay.
That's a reasonable response.
That's actually a really great response.
Yeah,
It's just like-
that's how shit usually gets done, if you ask me. So.
All right, buddy. I'll call you back in a little bit.
All right, there you go.
Love you. Bye.
I was hoping he would be like, eat a mushy and then you'll know God.
Yeah, eat a shroom.
Eat a shroomy.
That was a lot wholesome.
Yeah. Y'all end
So,
the
are we-
conversation like, love you, bye.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
think we've been to space?
Like humans?
Yes.
Oh, you mean like you're talking
The moon
about
landing,
the moon
or
landing.
do you think what's his face directed it?
I think
Kubrick. Do you think
Kubrick.
Kubrick directed it?
Oh, okay. I think we did because I
Thank
think
you.
we did go to space because this is what's funny. Like my favorite version of the moon landing conspiracy is that we didn't go to space.
Yeah.
Kubrick directed it, and then he intentionally fucked up the shadows to make it seem like he was not the one to direct it. I literally just heard this the other day. They were like, the biggest piece of proof is that the shadows are off. And someone goes, well, I think Kubrick did direct it. They were like, he's the worst person to choose as like the shadows as being the excuse because he does candlelit scenes all the time and he knows how to work with light. So he probably intentionally fucked up the shadows to make it seem like he wasn't the one that did it. And
Jesus.
yeah, so that's how wormholey my last conversation about this got.
So do you believe?
I think we went to the moon.
You think so?
I think.
I think if Jeff Bezos could do it, I think the U.S.
Well, I
government
mean,
could.
yeah, definitely. Jeff Bezos just did, and Virgin just did. The thing that kind of gets me on that one is how behind the technology was.
Yeah.
But that's also how behind the mainstream technology was. Like whatever we're seeing the government doing right now, that's 20 years ago. Like whatever we're seeing them release now, they were designing that in 2000.
Yeah.
Like my dad used to work for IBM, and
Oh, my uncle worked for IBM.
yeah, and they have all sorts of engineering departments. And so one day I got to like visit his office, and he brought me through the engineering department. And this was like 2000, 2002, somewhere in there. And they were creating the first smart refrigerators.
Really?
Like the fridges that would like tell you when your milk is getting light, so add it to the grocery list. Like kind of like a precursor to Alexa or the current ones on the market. But like you just started seeing those refrigerators really on the market the last couple of years. You know?
Wow.
So I was like, if IBM is working on this and this is not classified and I can just be a 7-year-old kid visiting their dad at work and he can show this to me,
Yeah.
I'm like, the government's got to be so many decades ahead technologically that they're just not telling us. So the argument of we didn't have the technology back then makes sense for what we understood, but who knows what technology they actually had, you
Yeah.
know?
They made nuclear bombs.
Yeah.
The 40. I think we could go to space.
Yeah. Yeah. The nuclear bomb is so crazy too. Like, this is Aaron taking out my thing. Thank you so much. And knocking my microphone. The nuclear bomb is so interesting. I remember, like, did they teach you about that in school? Like, how it works and all that shit?
Yeah.
I just remember being like, first of all, we didn't know what an atom was 100 years ago.
Yeah.
And then suddenly we're like, let's try splitting it. And it's the worst thing you could ever do.
Yeah, it's like splitting a Kardashian. It's not good.
It's not good.
No. That's why
gonna
they're
end up
always
on that
together.
show.
That's why they always, because if you split them, they start yelling. They're like, ah.
I just took that sexually. You split a Kardashian, you get a kid.
Oh. They've been split a while. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Sounds like I'm taking Tony's IV out. If you're okay with that. Do you need to leave, Aaron? You're leaving? Okay. I'm trained to do it, I promise. I
Thank
promise.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
because
I've hung out with Allison. Yeah, I've never. Allison's great, but I've never said, "Hey, Allison, can you take
Can you
needles
take
out
a
of me?"
needle out? Well, now next time if we want to buy some crack from that guy on the corner.
Okay.
Wait, no, you don't inject crack. That's how little I do these street drugs. You don't inject
That's a
crack,
little.
right?
I hope you've never done them.
Yeah, I've never done those. Just the
Okay.
just the fun ones, just weed, you know.
Just wait.
Just some shroomies once in a while.
some shroomies, a little acid. I've done a
True
little acid.
Texan.
I want to try fucking ecstasy.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah.
Because
I think I'd be-
Barbarella always plays their music in the Creek in the Cave backyard.
I think I would be great on ecstasy. I think I would be a lot of fun on ecstasy.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm a
it's
dancer.
fun.
I'm a dancer by heart.
Yeah, it's fun. And usually, yeah, it just makes you really happy. Usually, like, there's a slight difference with ecstasy and Molly, and that ecstasy sometimes is cut with other stuff. And Molly is just the pure thing. Thank you. Yeah, but you're just really happy.
Yeah.
You know, pop a Molly, go dancing, have a good time.
Can I just say this is wild? The energy I'm getting from this thing is nuts.
Are you feeling it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hopped.
Like
Here we go.
I'm like ready to fucking just kick someone.
Fuck yeah. You're
Like-
gonna make tons of bank driving after this.
I'm just gonna be fucking Batman, just like kicking.
Yeah.
Fucking,
delivering.
here's your cheesesteak.
Oh,
I
man.
hope it tastes all right.
Here you go. I saw the signal. Here's your food.
Have you had any bad? Because we were talking earlier, you do Uber or something, or you Lyft, you drive
Yeah,
Lyft. Have you ever had any bad experiences?
Not any that like made me feel unsafe.
Yeah.
Definitely some crazy shit. Like, you don't realize how little people pay attention to the driver until they're having like the most personal conversation ever in your
Yeah.
back seat and you're trying to pretend like you're not listening.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of them like they just think you're not listening and it's like, bro, you're 2 feet away, you know? I was driving one night downtown and I got a call from this place called Pershing, which is like on the east side, and I know it as like the place where like the rich, young, yuppie business owners throw parties. Like the On It people throw parties there a lot. And I know that because these guys will go sometimes. But
Yeah.
like I don't hang out there, you know. I know people who hang out there, but I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting called to Pershing. Who am I picking up, right? I stop at this place and they ordered a line, by the way. So I was giggling because I'm like, wow, being cheap tonight. All right, we're ordering a Lyft line. That's like Uber Pool. And so pick these two people up. She is like in a floor length dress, hair is done, full makeup. He's in a suit. Like they clearly were just at some shindig. And it's obvious immediately when they get in my back seat that he is hammered. Okay.
Yeah.
He is just like sloppy drunk.
Jesus.
And she's clearly not happy about it. And so no one else has ordered a ride on the line yet. So I start driving back towards their house and they start talking. And he's like incomprehensible. She's like, I can't believe you got this drunk at my work event. It's so embarrassing. Like, I just got this promotion. All of my bosses were there. Like, why can't you just drink less? And like all this stuff. And he's just kind of sitting there like blackout drunk and just
Jesus.
and he's like he's not even answering
Yeah.
her nagging. And she's like, she starts crying. She's like, I'm just so scared. I just married an alcoholic. and he's just like, well, I love you. I'm sorry, you know. And then my phone dings because someone else just got added to the line.
Oh no.
And we are in East 6 downtown at like midnight on a Saturday.
Yeah.
It's bumping, right? And so I hear the ding and I go back to go get this other person at another bar. And she's like, you just took the wrong turn. And I was like, oh, well, your husband over here ordered a Lyft line and someone else just requested a ride on this same line. So we're all going to be riding together. And she goes, you ordered a line? She literally just was furious. You ordered a line? And he's just like, well, I don't know what that is. And he's like trying to show her his phone. And he probably just accidentally hit it because he was
no.
so drunk. And so I stop and it's these two like probably barely 21-year-old college girls.
Yeah.
Like they're not drunk. They're just clearly out for a couple drinks, having a good time, being
Yeah.
buddies. And they open the back seat and see there's two people. So someone goes to the front and the girl going to the back opens her door. And the woman with the husband opens her side, gets out, and she's just like, I'm done. I'm leaving. And she just gets out of the car and starts walking on 6th Street. Just
In that full outfit.
full outfit.
Jesus.
Just goes. And then the husband's sitting in the middle seat like, what do? I don't know what. Did she just, is she really leaving? And the 2 college girls just saw that part. They just saw her being like, I'm leaving. And then he was just like, what do I do? And the girl in the back seat goes, go after her. Win her back. You have to go apologize. And the girl in the front's like, yeah, go get her. And they're both just like cheering him on. And so he like doesn't end the ride. He just also gets out. And so I like, there was like some glitch in Lyft where like I had to drop the other girls off. I brought them home and then it wouldn't let me end the ride when I dropped them off because it thought that he was still in my car. So I just had to drive to the place that he
So you know where he,
I know where they live. Like I had to drive there and hit
do you ever
end
just
ride.
go check up on them?
No.
Make sure that they're still together?
I would highly doubt it, honestly. I hope they are. I hope they got help. But yeah, that was like the rom-com that happened in my backseat.
I had a girl once. She gets in my car, and so I pick her up in front of a bar, and by the time I pull up into the bar, she's drunk, yelling at her boyfriend. She's just like, "You're a piece of shit,
Right.
You suck, you kiss Becca." Like, just it was bad. So I was like, okay, we're gonna, because I usually play like 80s, like high energy,
Yeah.
like,
Something most
pop,
people will
like.
like.
Everybody
Yeah.
likes, just neutral. So I was like, okay, we're gonna need some Adele. So I just I switched it to Adele playlist. She's just in the car, and I just said, you're having a rough night? She goes, let me tell you about it.
No.
So the whole ride, she's like, he never liked my brother. My dad hates him, but I still love him. So it's like a 10-minute ride.
Right.
We finally get to her house. She's still going. Whole time, she's just like, and he's just one time. This one time I told him he loved me. I don't think he meant it.
Oh my God.
I don't think he meant it.
All
because
of
if
it.
he loved me, he would have kissed Becca. So, just going off. And so we get to her house. I was like, so we stop. She just keeps going. 6 more minutes.
Did you just leave it on? The
Yeah.
ride stays on?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And then she keeps going. At the time, my dad always said, you're bad with men, Stephanie. And I didn't want to believe him. But he might be right. And so she's just going off. And then I was like, I'm so sorry you're having a rough night. I go, but we're here.
Right.
She goes, I don't want to leave the car. And I go, okay.
This is my place of business,
No,
lady.
and she goes, I don't want to leave the car. And I go, why not? And she goes, I just don't. And I just go, but I can't just hang out
I'm
here with
losing
you.
money on you, bitch.
Yeah. And she literally goes, could we go get some ice cream? And I just go, what? I go, yeah, I can't request. She goes, I'll give you $20.
Oh.
So I go, fine. So we take her to get her ice cream. And we get back. And then she just starts eating the ice cream in my car.
In the car.
And then she's like a little bit more jovial. She's like, I told you, bad showers always just makes me feel better.
Oh
And
no.
I'm just like, what? I go, what? Am I your therapist now? And then she goes, oh, look, he's calling me. Guess who's not going to answer the phone? Me. And then hangs up. And then I'm just like, all right. I go, so she like eats half her ice cream. I go, all right, can we like,
Can
go-
you leave?
can we go inside now? And she goes, you know what? It's kind of cool we met. It's kind of cool that we met. It's kind of like we kind of like affected each other.
Kind of like bonded.
Yeah, she goes, we kind of affected each other's lives, didn't we? And I just told her, I go, yeah, you affected my life, Shirley.
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah, me and you, we could be friends. Me and you. And I go, I don't think I want to be your friend. I'm your chauffeur. I'm your employee right now.
Yeah. You
But-
don't understand social cues.
Oh yeah, I made like $60 on that drive.
Dude, that's nice.
Because it just kept on going.
Yeah.
And she tipped me, but it just kept on. This is the deal.
That's like, honestly, driving a rideshare like that is like the easiest way to remind you how many different lives people are living.
Oh yeah.
Like, I literally picked up a guy from the Travis County Jail one night.
No, you didn't.
I did. I picked him up. It was like a noon ride. Like, it was like a Sunday afternoon
Jesus.
ride. And I was downtown. And I was like, I'll turn it on for a little bit. First pickup, picking him up at the jail. He gets in the car and he's like so embarrassed. He's like a tech sales guy and he got arrested for drunken disorderly, whatever. You know, he was just black. Oh, no, he got a DWI. That's what it was. He was like caught driving drunk and had to go to jail for the night. And then they gave him the wrong address for where to go pick his car up. So we went to the first place and it's like clearly not where they impounded his car. It's like across town, and he was even more embarrassed. He was like, I'm so sorry, this is the address. So he like calls the number, and they're like, oh, we're over here, and it's another 20-minute ride.
Jesus.
So, I mean, I made good money on that, too, and he tipped me, but he was like talking to me about, you know, like, I can't believe I was at a work event last night. I got blackout. I decided to drive home, and I got pulled over. He was like, I cannot believe, I've never had anything like this happen. Jeez. And I was like, dude, do your coworkers know? Because you were out with them all night. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to get shit tomorrow. I was like, I'm so glad I don't work in tech sales.
Have you ever been arrested?
No. Probably
No.
should. Probably should
I love
have.
your response. No.
Probably should have a few times.
Tony,
Like,
I've never been arrested. No.
no, I've been a pretty much a goody two shoes.
I think me and you are similar in that aspect. I think me and you would do very poorly in prison.
Yeah. I would pretend like I can handle it, but I would be crying in my bunk for sure.
We would you'd end up in female prison, and you would just get some burly lesbian.
Oh, yeah.
And she'd be like, Allison,
You're my girlfriend now.
for the next 6 to 8 months, you are my toy. And the same thing would happen to me.
Right.
Tony, for the next 6 to 8 months, you are my toy.
Honestly, I feel a lot worse for you, though.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, because I have to get penetrated.
yeah, exactly.
In a hole that usually
That
doesn't get
doesn't.
penetrated.
Yeah, I was like, all right, I can probably handle this butch. You know, like,
Yeah. I'll just braid her hair.
Yeah.
I'll let her braid my
tell
hair
her she's
too.
pretty. Yeah,
I've seen
you know?
Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. Oh, there goes the nurse. Bye. Charlie, what time is it? Do you have another recording you have to get to?
Yeah, we're at an hour 18. It's 5:28 p.m.
Fuck yeah, just making sure. Do you have a show tonight?
No.
Nice.
chilling.
We can talk for a little bit longer.
I'm
If
down.
you want.
I'm having fun.
10.
10 more minutes,
giving us the
Charlie. We'll do an
10.
hour 30, all right, Charles? Maybe if we would have started at 3:30, Charles.
Yeah, when we were supposed to.
We could continue, bitch. That was too far, Charlie. You're not a
Tony
bitch.
was the one that was late today, too.
Oh, 10 minutes late. Everybody's leaving.
So you said you have a lot of crazy stories from on the road.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you got a Rolodex. What are some of what's one that just stands out to you? Like craziest thing that's happened to you when performing?
So, my mentor, Butch, he loved the guy to death, but he's crazy. He's a
his name's Butch.
Butch Lord.
Fuck yeah.
Road dog. He's crazy. Good guy. Learned a lot of good stuff, but his vices. He loved his vices a little bit. So he hits me up and he goes, Tony, hey man. That's how he talked. He always wore. Let me give you a little visual detail. He looked like the animatronic of what Jack Sparrow looks like on the Disney fucking Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
Yes.
He looks like that, but with sunglasses that he wears. It doesn't matter, indoor or outdoor, if it's raining or shining.
Because of the vices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just wears sunglasses. He goes, yeah. And then he's just always like, anytime you tell him, like, hey, man, you booked me on the show, he goes, I smoke a lot of pot. Like, that was always his. I go, Butch, I don't think it was the pot.
Yeah.
I think it was the other vice. So he hits me up and he goes, hey, man, you want to go? He goes, you want to go to upstate New York? Because this, after I've done another gig with him, we'd done Cuyahoga Falls together.
Oh shit.
And I go, sure. And at Cuyahoga Falls, it was this club where it was 2 Armenian guys running the club, Chef Tony and Pete. And like I made $100 the whole weekend.
Chef Tony was really one of them.
Yeah, he would
That's
always have a
amazing.
cigar in his mouth. And he was actually
Well,
the
it's Chef
best
Tony.
one. Yeah, he
Yeah.
goes, you're really funny for a little boy. You're really funny for a little kid. And then Pete, he would be like, you're terrible. He goes, you're good, but you're terrible. He goes, this is the best comedy club in the whole world. And I go, yeah, okay, Pete. Like when Pete brought me up, it was he goes, you're headliner. He did the MC too. He was like the God Mike. He goes, you're headliner. Wild, crazy guy, but Lord. Your feature, he Mexican, maybe illegal, Lawrence Rosales. And now your MC, he could be boy, he could be girl. He is 13-year-old. Give it up, Tony. Like that's how I got introduced on stage.
No.
Very flattering. So we had already done that gig. Some shit happened there. But Butch, a few months later, convinced me to go again. I told him I'm never going on the road again after Cuyahoga Falls, and I should have. So he goes, it's this gig in New York. He goes, you'll feature for me. It's a door deal. And he goes, I'll give you a percentage. So I was like, I could make some real good bank.
Right.
And it's next to his hometown. So he goes, we're going to get a lot of people come out.
Can I ask where it's at?
It's in Jamestown.
Jamestown,
New York. It's where Lucille Ball was actually born.
Oh, okay.
So Butch was flying out there, and me and my buddy Matt, we drive up there, and it's like a 20-something hour
It's
car
a long ride. Yeah.
We just drive straight through, me and him. So we get there, and we get there at night, and we go pick him up at his buddy's house, Butch at his buddy's house. And we're going to go back to the place we're staying at. And Matt is a little high, he's a little drunk, and Butch goes, hey, man, let me drive. And as he's smoking a joint, has a fucking beer in his hand while wearing sunglasses. And I was like, I go, no, Butch, let me drive. He goes, nah, man, I got this.
No.
So he's driving a little bit. I'm in the backseat just freaking out. And he goes, yeah, man, the cops are real assholes here. They'll just get you for anything. And I go, nah, Butch, you're doing 3 illegal activities. You don't have a license.
Right.
You're smoking pot and you're drinking open container.
Right.
If we get pulled over, you deserve to be arrested.
Right.
So I'm already on edge on that. So then the next day, there was like this brand new comedy museum. Like it's because every year they have a big festival and Lucille Ball's from there. So they had this high-tech stand-up comedy museum. I'm like, I'm going to stand-up comedy.
Yeah, I'll go.
That could be really cool. And he goes, yeah, come on, let's not do that fag shit. Come on, let's do something cool. And I was like, what? I go, no, I want to go see that. And he goes, nah, let's do something cool. And so we go get hoagies at this dive bar that I think he was just trying to buy drugs at. The hoagie was shit.
Right.
I go, it's not even that good.
If you're in upstate New York and the hoagie's bad, that's a bad
Yeah, yeah.
restaurant.
And then it was such a bad restaurant where a guy, daylight, during the day, comes up to me and goes, hey, man, I like your shirt. I go, thanks, man. And he goes, give it to me. So I just go, all right, man, I'll go in the bathroom and change. He goes, all right. And I just literally left. And Butch was like, where'd you go, man? I was like, yeah, man, I think that guy was going to fucking kill me if I didn't give him my fucking Guns N' Roses t-shirt.
Right.
So I fucking bounced.
Yeah.
So what do we do? So then we get some flyers. There was like some rib festival going on, right? So a little pretense. The night before, I'm walking around Jamestown. It's Thursday night. We have 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. And it's dead. For a Thursday night, I was like, Thursday's kind of like gas stations were closed around the hotel.
Oh, yeah, that's not a good sign.
Restaurants were closed. Everything was just dead.
Yeah.
And I'm just walking around trying to find some cigarettes. And I see some guys just smoking. And I can walk up to him. Go, hey, man, why is everything closed? The guy looks at me and he goes, yeah, man, it's kidnapping season. And I go, what?
What?
He goes, yeah, man, it's kidnapping season. You should probably like fucking head back to your hotel. It's not a good year. And I go, it's not a good year? And he goes, depends on who you're asking. But like, yeah, for us, it's not a good year. So literally, I go back to my hotel, right? I'm just like, fuck this. So I just go back to my hotel. Next day, we're at this rib festival, handing out flyers for our show. It's Friday during the day. We're like, hey, we have 2 shows tonight, 2 tomorrow. You guys should come out after. The entrance of the rib festival just has pictures of missing children. Walls and walls. 4 walls of missing children. It's a small town, Allison.
What the fuck?
Yeah, just missing. I was like, Jesus, kidnapping season's pretty fucking good this year. Like, if already this many people, it's summertime and already this many missing kids.
Oh, my God.
And, like, fuck it. So we go pass out flyers, and people seemed excited. I was like, okay, cool. We might get some people. So go back to the hotel, shower, walk to the club. It's like a 2-minute walk from the club or from the hotel. And I get there, and I look in the room, and there's only 9 people. And I go,
Fuck. Yeah.
we're not making money this trip.
No.
So I go, shit. And I go, go to the owner. I was like, hey, man, are we going to get walk-ups or anything? He goes, you ain't bringing anybody. And I go, I'm not from here, bro.
Right.
I go, I'm from fucking Dallas. He goes,
Yeah.
you're not going to bring anybody? And I was like, yeah, probably not. And then I go, we passed out flyers. And I go, did you do any radio or anything? He goes, nah, man, this is the last weekend this club's open. So I just wanted to save a little money. And I go, what? And he goes, yeah. So we did the first show for like 18 people. Got to cancel the second show. And we're in the green room after the first show. And the guy's like, hey, man, you're actually kind of good. And I go, thanks, man. He goes, you want to buy my club? And I go, what?
What?
He goes, you want to buy my club? He goes, think about it. You can buy the club. I'll throw in the fucking refrigerator. And we'll fucking do it for like $40,000. I'm like, dude, I'm going to be making $270.
Right.
I can barely afford the hotel I'm staying in.
Yeah.
I go, yeah, I don't want to buy your fucking club, dude.
You're like, the money I made from this weekend is indicative of most other weekends.
Yeah.
And I spent it all on the hotel and drive up here.
And also, you said this area is terrible. You go, yeah, people don't really like to laugh here. Like, yeah, we don't really like to laugh here. And I go, what? Yeah, no, I don't want to buy your club. So we did 2 more shows. They're all right. Like, the last show we did was late Saturday, and it was literally one family. It was like a family of 8. Actually, my favorite show of the weekend. 'Cause I just talked to her. It was like one of those, you know how sometimes you have those small shows where even though it's small, you just go with the same energy.
Yeah.
And you just treat it like a performer.
Yeah.
And you kind of get loose with it, and you kind of interview them, and then you weave jokes in.
Yeah.
So it was one of those performances where it was just like, I enjoyed myself. You know, it was a good time. I had already checked out of the hotel because we were going to drive back right after the late show, right? And Butch and Matt, I call them Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Because they both love drinking and partying. I'm not that kind of guy, especially if we have to drive.
Yeah.
I know I have to be sober, right? They're like, hey, man, we're gonna go out. We're going to go out tonight. And I was like, why? And he goes, dude, we're rock stars. We just put on a rockin' show. They go,
Oh my
we
God.
sold 8 tickets. I go, rock stars we're not rock stars.
Right.
We're you know, fucking the Wiggles sell more tickets than us. Like, we ain't shit. So literally they're like, we're only gonna have 1 beer. And I go, I'll have 1 beer. So I drink 1 beer and he goes, all right, we're gonna go to another bar. And I was
No.
like, he's like, dude, we're only having 1 beer here and then 1 beer there. And I was like, yeah, so we're having 9 beers, we're just
Right.
bar hopping. That doesn't equate to 1 beer.
Right.
So at one point I literally just get in the car and I just wait. And so the show ended at like 10, and they were like, we'll leave by midnight. I'm in the car, and I'm just waiting. And I, at one point, thought about stealing Matt's car and just driving off
Yeah.
and leaving them.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there, and they didn't get in the car until 3:30 in the morning.
Oh my! I would have been.
And I had to take the
furious.
first stretch, which was 9 hours.
No.
So I'm sitting there, and they're in the car, and then they're hammered.
Right.
Both of them hammered.
And you're not.
Yeah, and
you're
I'm
tired.
sober, and I'm just mad, and I'm sober. And Matt's just like, man, we're rock stars. We're rock stars. Yeah, man, we put on a rockin' show. We put on a kick-ass show, man. We fucking did it, right? And I'm just driving. They're like, what's up your ass? And I was like, you guys got to have fucking fun.
Right.
And now I have to drive in the fucking middle of the night,
Right.
right? So, yeah, that was like one of the wildest experience. And then Butch, he wakes up from his nap. It's like 7 in the morning. And he goes, hey, man, let me give you a coffee. And I was like, thanks, Butch. So we're at the gas station. We're actually chatting comedy. And that's the thing about Butch was he put me through some shit, but there were moments.
Right.
There were moments that it was, oh, shit.
No, you're good.
Am I dying?
No, you're not
Okay.
dying.
My blood's leaving my body.
We're gonna do this.
Oh, no.
We can unhook you at the end of the podcast. That's
So-
just because it's done.
So we get to the gas station, like, let me buy you a coffee and a sandwich. And I was like, cool, thanks, Butch. Put the coffee down, put the sandwich down. His car declines.
Oh.
And then he looks at me and goes, could you get this? And I was like, yeah, Butch, I'll get your coffee and your
Rock
sandwich.
stars, dude.
So that's how it. I was like, we're fucking rock stars. So yeah, that's one of my stories.
He literally have you read Sam Tallent's book, Running the Light?
Oh yeah.
He sounds like that.
Oh yeah.
He sounds like that guy.
That's Butch, man.
That's crazy.
Love him to death. I still talk to him. I'll never go on the road with him again. I'll meet him at a gig, but I'll never drive with him. He's just too wild for me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Road tripping, you gotta have such specific people for it to not make you go crazy.
But it was also like a young, dumb comic where it's like, I was like, I gotta get better, and the road makes you better.
That's true.
So I just took any fucking opportunity. But
Yeah.
there were like moments being on the road with Butch where I was like, I'm either gonna end up dead or in prison.
Yeah.
Funniest, and then we'll edit it. Funniest was when we were driving up to Ohio. A snowstorm was supposed to be happening. And I was like, should we just cancel the trip? He goes, you'd never cancel a gig. And I go, okay. So we start driving. I drive the first like 7 hours, and the weather was fine. I was like, oh, I guess
Yeah.
it's nothing bad's gonna happen. So I sleep in the back of my car. My buddy Lawrence passes out. And Butch is driving. I was like, I'll let Butch drive. If the weather's nice, it's fine. So I wake up, and it's all white.
No.
Everything's just white. And I look at the speedometer, and it is going 97 miles. My new car that I just bought doesn't have winter tires. And he's going 97 miles, wearing sunglasses, smoking a joint. And I go, hey, Butch, can you see anything? And he turns his full head around. And goes, I can't see shit.
Oh my.
And then it was just me gripping.
Right.
Oh.
Oh
so, yeah.
no.
I've lived some.
You've done some shit.
That's why working with Rocky, it's a nice.
It's a step up.
Oh, it's a nice where it's like the worst we'll do is fucking eat at a terrible Waffle House.
Right.
It's the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah.
It's-
His favorite restaurant.
Yeah, have a bad Waffle House experience, but like, so yeah.
That's it's a pretty high bar comparatively. I always ask people before we end the podcast,
Yeah.
what are you excited about? Could be right now, things in the future, but just like what's making you excited?
I'm excited to see what happens with the Austin comedy scene.
Yeah.
I think it's very young right now.
Right.
It's very exciting. And it feels like if it keeps moving the way it's moving, I think it could become the middle of the country, like staple.
Spot.
It might be LA, New York, and then Austin,
Yeah.
which would be cool to have a third big hub.
It's good and also in a cheaper place to live.
Yeah.
Generally less restricted as far as shows, especially right now.
Middle of the country.
Yeah, easier to get
Travel.
to places. Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. Is just to fuck it. And my thing is like, even if it doesn't become the place, it's like we can always move.
Yeah.
That's why they're like, yeah, man, I'm not gonna move. That's ridiculous. It's like, dude, fucking, you're up in LA, fucking doing open mics in front of just comics. I was like, you're an idiot. I was like, come move here for a year, even if nothing happens.
Just you can move back.
It always implodes. Fucking get good here.
Yeah.
I was like, the amount of shows is ridiculous.
Yeah. There's so much on every level. There's so many mics. There's so many local shows.
Yeah.
There's so many local shows at the clubs, like lineup shows at the clubs.
Yeah.
And then there's so many headliner shows at the clubs that you could be booked to host or feature for. And it's
And
yeah.
this is already without even like Rogan's Club being open, Cap City not even being open,
right.
Helium not even being open.
Yeah.
And there's already so much stage time. So imagine when those places open, it's gonna be fucking a free for all.
It's gonna be crazy.
So yeah, you have San Antonio and they're great. The
Yeah.
comedy scene out there. And
Yeah.
So
And it's close.
I'm excited for that. I'm excited to grow as a comic and
Mm.
hopefully get better.
Fuck yeah. That's the goal.
Mhm.
Well, I appreciate you coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Tony Casillas.
This was so much fun.
Yeah. Anything you want to plug?
You can follow me at comedian Tony C on socials and check out the podcast me and Rocky do. Welcome to Brookwood
On all platforms.
on all platforms.
DeTalks with Allison. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you for watching. We did it. We did it together.